And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to race number 3 of Season 8 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series. We are live here from Atlanta, just a couple weeks away from our last race at the dirt track of Eldora. We're getting ready here now for the running of the Cracker Barrel 300 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Sure to be some high-octane, high-speed Speedway racing here at the D-shaped 1.5-mile racetrack. We're getting ready here today for an exciting event. We've got 2 drivers already that have gone to victory lane and locked themselves into this season's Oreo Truck Series All-Star race. Dylan Poteet, of course, taking the season opener at Daytona, and then 3 weeks later, it was Kyle Matthews, the class of the field in the Midsummer Classic at Eldora. Those 2 have already been to victory lane. We'll see if we have maybe our 3rd different winner of the season go to victory lane here today. As lining up on the pole position is going to be Charles Jackson in the 32. Jackson comes into this race currently sitting in the 18th position in points. A good run today could move him up inside the top 10 in the stands, and alongside of him, Henry Sanford, who has had a rather struggling start to his rookie season. He comes in 40th in the point stands and next to last in rookie points. He starts on the outside of the front row. Matthew Dalio, the points leader coming into this race, and the rookie points leader as well, starts in the 3rd position. He's having an excellent start to his rookie season, and alongside of him is going to be Bob Jones in the 11th, 16th in the point stands, almost in the exact same situation as Charles Jackson. A good run today could move him up inside the top 10 in the standings as well. And then finishing out the top 5 today is going to be Bob Jones' teammate, John Cittadino, in the number 20. Cittadino comes into this race currently sitting in the 27th in points. Basically a good finish today, I would think, could move him up as high as maybe the top 15 in today's event. Our 2 former winners so far this season, Dylan Poteet and Kyle Matthews, are 14th and 15th in points respectively, and the point stands are really close coming to this race, being only our 3rd race of the season in Oreo Truck Series competition. As we'll get these cars rolling off, though, they'll complete a pace lap. While they do that, take a look at the top of your screen, and you will see your starting lineup for today's Cracker Barrel 300. The points coming into this race are as follows. Matthew Dalio, as I said, the rookie points leader and the overall points leader right now. He has a 3-point advantage over a 2-way tie for second between Matthew Daly and rookie Alex Pedro. James McLeod is currently 4th in points, 12 points out of the top position. Chris Washer is 5th in the standings, actually tied for 5th with rookie Caleb Farrell. They are both a total of 13 points out. And then Nick Smith, who had a great run last week, or 2 weeks ago I should say, at Eldora. He is 7th in the point standings, total of 14 points out of the top spot. Cody Lamas is 8th in points. He's a total of 15 points back. Chris Dollerton is 9th in the standings. He is a total of 16 points out. And then a tie for 10th position between rookie LJ Mills and Bob Fergus. They are both a total of 17 points out of the top position. 21 points separate the top 15 in the point stands, which means that any driver in the top 15 that wins today could very likely leave Atlanta Motor Speedway as the points leader heading into our next event, which will be in 2 weeks at the High Banks of Talladega. But we're in Atlanta getting ready for 33 laps of racing. Sit tight, folks. Here we go. Our Mobile and Snickers Cup races here in Atlanta were absolutely amazing. Let's see how the trucks do as the green flag is out here in the Cracker Barrel 300. Henry Sanford appeared to have gotten a much better start than Charles Jackson, and he actually, on the outside line, is going to go to the lead. I don't know if Jackson spun the tires or if he was caught napping, but Sanford was on the gas, and he has gone to the point. Maybe not for long, though. Charles Jackson gets a run back to the inside. Now Charles Jackson will go back to the point position, so apparently the inside line is the line that's going to move here today. We'll keep that in mind during the course of this race. 3 wide behind them, Jessica Shelton, John Cittadino, and Sean Galligan, which at one point, going out of 4, almost looked like a 4-wide situation. Now it's 3 wide for the second position. Henry Sanford, man, his car is good on that high side, but he can't seem to make up enough ground as Matthew Dalio will now take second away from him, and here comes John Trolston looking for 3rd. Folks, we're going to have a silent lap 3. Corey Williams, a former NNSCRA driver, used to drive the number 3. His father passed away last week. We're going to have a silent lap number 3 for Corey Williams' father. So as Charles Jackson continues to lead the way, had a challenge there from Matthew Dallio. Corey Williams was a driver in all 3 series, back around the very beginning of the NNSCRA. And was a former Truck Series winner as well. Had 1 career win to his name. And as I said, we just found out yesterday that Corey Williams lost his father last week, and so obviously the condolences of the NNSCRA go out to Corey Williams and his family. As right now John Trollston goes to the bottom of Charles Jackson. John Trollston's actually been having a rather rocky start to his season, currently running 29th in the point standings. Ironic that the 29 is running 29th. And here comes Kyle Matthews up the inside line. Now we know he can win on dirt. We'll have to see what he could do here on concrete or on asphalt. Kyle Matthews was actually a 2-time winner last season too, let's not forget. So Kyle Matthews kind of starting off season 8 the way he started off season 7, really. And right now he has moved into the 2nd position. This all going on right now behind John Trollston. You got Drew Austin lined up there in the 3rd position now. And 4th place is Bob Jones. One car got kicked way to the high side. I think that might have been Caleb Farrell in the 09. It was a blue car. Yeah, I think that's who it was. As John Trollston continues to lead the way here, so far we have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag. No caution flag has come out. These guys have raced hard, but they've raced clean, as now a battle is on for, well, I thought it was actually going to be for 2nd, but Bob Jones was not able to get the run to the inside of Kyle Matthews. So he'll ride behind the Drive to End Hunger Chevy Silverado, at least for now. Well, actually he'll follow him to the inside as Kyle Matthews goes to the bottom underneath of John Trollston. Move our winner 2 weeks ago at Eldora to the point. Kyle Matthews now out in front. A couple of drivers coming up the inside line here as well, up into the top 10 that really need good runs here today. The 22 of Levi McIntyre out of Penske Racing currently comes into this race 32nd in points, a former Oreo Truck Series chaser, and the same for the 16, just passing him for that, I believe that'd be the 7th position, Stephen Pollard III. He also is a former Oreo Truck Series chaser. And Pollard comes into this race 33rd in the point standings. 2-car breakaway, or 2-truck breakaway I should say, at the front of the field. They're 3 wide, 2 rows deep behind him. A couple other few names in there we haven't mentioned yet. Brandon Krasta is up there in the 45, 23rd in points. And not too far behind them, I believe, is Dylan Poteet, our winner from Daytona. He's right up there battling with his teammate Charles Jackson. Either just inside or just outside the top 10 is the 31. And now here comes a battle for the lead. Bob Jones goes to the bottom now, as apparently he had not yet gotten to the inside of, or past Kyle Matthews. I thought he had. We got to look there at Joe Davis at the very tail end of the field. Doesn't look like we have any stragglers, though. Everybody is at least within striking distance of another driver, even though things have really spread out here in this field. So Bob Jones will lead his first lap of the day. Kyle Matthews looking back down for the lead off of Bob. Can't do it this time. It's a good battle back here between Drew Austin and Henry Sanford. Stephen Pollard III right up in that mix as well. Now, Matthew Dallio was up here for a bit, the points leader, and now he has been steadily slipping back. Currently running now in the 19th position, and right behind him, the guy that's trying to run him down for the points lead, the 23 there, of Matthew Daly. There's James McLeod on the inside line there, the Bass Pro Shop Chevy Silverado. He is 4th in points, and just ahead of them there, that black and white striped number 48 Lowe's Chevy Silverado of Cody Lamas. He's 8th in points. Let's find out where Alex Pedro is running. Oh, there he is, actually just ahead of Cody Lamas. Pedro is currently in the 20th position. And where is Chris Washer in the 5? So we're trying to update all our drivers inside the top 5 in points. And there is Washer just outside the top 10. Actually crossed the stripe that time by in the 11th position. Here comes Carson Gum up the inside line. Nice run there for the 55. Gum comes into this race currently sitting in the, I can't find him in the point stands. There he is, 28th in points. Carson Gum was actually quite a competitor when he was racing in Mobile and Snickers Cup Series competition. I believe that was back in Season 6. And now over here full-time in trucks and trying to have a good run here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Is up at the front. We've got a change for the lead. Kyle Matthews goes back to the point, bypassing Bob Jones, but for how long? Here comes Brandon Crasta to the inside and can't make the move this time into 3. He's got Stephen Pollard the third right behind him though. Now last week, Retro Enterprises' Nick Smith had a great run at Eldora, or 2 weeks ago I should say. The other driver, Jessica Shelton, having a good run here today at Atlanta. And Jessica Shelton, Dylan Poteet, both of them running very well right now, and they need to have this kind of run because both of them were drivers that actually missed out on racing in the main event of the Midsummer Classic at Eldora last week. So the both of them kind of trying to get back into contention here with good runs after not even starting the second race of the season here in Truck Series competition. And Shelton gonna really work hard here, 3 wide on the bottom of both Levi McIntyre and Carson Gum, goes to the point. Now look at him up ahead here racing hard. Crasta goes to the point. They were 3 wide between Bob Jones, Henry Sanford, and Kyle Matthews. Unfortunately, they're able to settle that out. Let's try and find a couple more of the drivers to come in running well in the point stands. Wait a minute, nope, maybe not, maybe not. We may have some pit stops taking place here soon. Okay, maybe not. I thought we were going to have pit stops the way that they were backing off a little. As at the line, a drag race between Bob Jones and Stephen Pollard the third, and the leader, that time I believe, was Stephen. So Stephen Pollard the third out in front here, and now he's going to take a commanding lead, about a car length and a half over Bob Jones. So let's try and find a couple other drivers to come in top 10 in points. How about Chris Dollarton, former Truck Series champion? Running dead last right now, back here with Zach Hamlin and Joe Davis. Don't know what is up with the God's Not Dead Chick-fil-A Toyota out of Young Dollarton Motorsports, but that is not good right now for him. They may be planning on relying on pit strategy or something, but whatever the case, this is not what Chris Dollarton needed right now. And how about rookie LJ Mills in the 42? Not doing too much better. 35th right now is where the 42 truck is currently scored. Quite a few drivers back here that ran well at Eldora. There you see Cody Hagan. He ended up winning one of the qualifying races at Eldora. In a photo finish, I might add. He is currently 34th. Actually, the other driver that won the other qualifying race was George Roke, and he's running 36th. American Rage back here. There's Trent Dunham and Bob Fergus, Michael Norman. And dead last in points, Jake Rogers is back here too. This has not been a great season for the Season 2 Oreo Truck Series champion. As right now he is currently running, as I said, in the 29th position, and pit stops are taking place. Bob Jones has come to pit road, so is Stephen Pollard the third. Trying to see which one of the Turner cars that is. I believe that might be Dylan Poteet. Lamas is on. Sullivan is on. Nope, I was wrong. That was Charles Jackson that is actually on. Trollston, Jessica Shelton, her teammate Nick Smith, McLeod, Justin Talampas, Dollarton, Zach Hamlin, and Bob Fergus. They are all on pit road. I may have missed somebody, but I'm not sure. Oh, there's Andreas Allen just coming off pit road. Cody Hagan also made a pit stop. And so too did Joe Davis, as now Brandon Crasta is leading down the second group. Carson Gum is in. Levi McIntyre, Poteet, Washer, Matthews, Mason Wood, Caleb Farrell, Matthew Dallio, Luke Walker, Zach Buchanan, Henry Sanford, Matthew Daly, Rogers, Saw Citadino, Thoreau is in, Dylan Young, Galligan, Norman, Voiles, and LJ Mills is also on the pit lane. Chris Washer in the 5 was also on pit road, is coming off pit road, drag race there, and Levi McIntyre actually is going to get out ahead of Brandon Crasta. But here comes Bob Jones in the 11. I believe things are going to cycle around with him as the leader if he can bypass these guys coming out of turn number 2. He just got by Crasta, he just got by Gum, and now he's got to bypass the Levi McIntyre machine, he will do so, and there is a look at your leader after the cycle of green flag pit stops here at Atlanta. Bob Jones is going to emerge as the leader in the 11. Levi McIntyre is in second, then a battle for third. I think that's between Brandon Krasta and Carson Gum. I'm not certain. We'll find out here as we're going to take you through the field here with coming up to 10 laps to go. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Bob Jones is the leader. Second is Levi McIntyre. Third, Carson Gum. Stephen Pollard the third and fourth. And fifth now is Cody Lamas. Sixth place is going to be Jessica Shelton. Drew Austin runs in seventh. Eighth, John Trollston. Ninth, Charles Jackson. And now trying to take that spot away is Brandon Krasta. 11th will be Matthew Dallio. 12th, Dylan Poteet. 13th place is going to go to George Rope. 14th, Chris Washer. And 15th is Cody Hagan. 16th place, that is Zach Buchanan. 17th, Nick Smith. 18th, Alex Pedro. 19th, Eric Enrage. And Andreas Allen is going to complete the top 20. Then it's a long ways back. Look who's running all the way back in the 21st position. And actually he's about to lose that to Luke Walker. Kyle Matthews apparently did not have a good pit stop. And he was running up here inside the top 15 for a majority of this event. So Kyle Matthews, pit road was not his best friend. I'll tell you who it was the best friend of, though, is Cody Lamas. Up to the 5th position, now actually has moved up to 3rd place, bypassing both Stephen Pollard the 3rd and Carson Gum. Cody Lamas' team had a lightning fast pit stop, and he's now up inside the top 5. Started this race, I believe, from the 31st position, as right now we got a possible battle for the lead coming up. Levi McIntyre starting to run down the leader, Bob Jones. Right now, Bob Jones, the Toyota out of Joe Gibbs Racing. Levi McIntyre, the Dodge out of Penske Racing. Cody Lamas, the Chevy out of Hendrick Motorsports. And then Jessica Shelton, the Chevy out of Retro Enterprises. Those four have kind of broken away a little bit from a double-wide battle between Stephen Pollard the third, and I couldn't tell who that other driver was. It's too far back to tell. But this is the run that a number of these drivers really needed, including Bob Jones. This run can move him up into the top 10 in points. Levi McIntyre, 32nd in points, needed this run. And Cody Lamas, 8th in the point stands. I told you that the points are so close coming into this race. There's actually 21 points separating the first from 15th in the point standings. That if any of those drivers inside the top 15 go to victory lane here today, they could be the points leader heading into our next race in 2 weeks at Talladega. And now here comes the battle for the lead. Levi McIntyre to the bottom. Levi McIntyre in the 22 trying to go to victory lane here for the second time in Season 8, but for the first time this season in trucks. He picked up a win back at Rockingham, UK in the Snickers Cup Series event, but now he's about to lose that spot. Cody Lamas has gone to the point. Cody Lamas, a former two-time Truck Series winner. Winless so far this season, though. Would love to be able to go to victory lane here. But he's got a lot of company coming up here in just a moment. McIntyre, Bob Jones, Jessica Shelton, they've all caught up. And also, Stephen Pollard III right behind Drew Austin. Those two are starting to catch up as well. We could have a 6 or 7 car fight for the win on our hands here, as actually when they come around next time, there's going to be 5 laps to go here at Atlanta. It has been clean and green ever since we started this race. We've gone through a cycle of green flag pit stops, and we're coming up to 5 to go here at Atlanta. Cody Lamas, the leader. Levi McIntyre second. Bob Jones third. Jessica Shelton in fourth. And 5th place right now, Drew Austin. Top 5, nose to tail with 5 laps to go. Here's Levi McIntyre taking a peek to the inside of Cody Lamas. Can't do it just yet. Somebody here's got to make a move soon. Wait a minute. I may be wrong, but I think I just saw the caution flag possibly out. Did I just see the caution lights on? I think I did. Yes, I did. There are skid marks in turn 3. This race could potentially be over, as they will come down here to 4 to go. Cody Lamas is the leader by a car length over Levi McIntyre. There's the yellow. This race could potentially have just ended. And I'm not certain, but I think the car up ahead of him is Trent Dunham, who may have encountered problems here late. Was that indeed Trent? That's exactly who it was. Trent Dunham, former Truck Series champion, 2-time NNSCRA champion. and a driver who actually won the Snickers Cup Series event that we held here about 2 weeks ago. But Cody Lamas, when he comes around to the stripe, there's going to be a total of 3 laps remaining. I don't know if we'll get back to green before that or not. But if we don't, Cody Lamas will have won his first race of the season in Oreo Truck Series competition. But let's look back first and see what put us under what's going to be our only caution of the day in the closing stages of the Cracker Barrel 300, involving the one of Trent Dunham. And it's going to be some contact between 2 former Oreo Truck Series champions. Chris Dollerton, the Season 5 champion, going to make contact with the Season 6 champion of Trent Dunham as you watch them come here into turn number 3. Boy, Dollerton had his line, Dunham had his line, and unfortunately they both wanted the same piece of real estate. That did not look intentional on the part of either driver. It looked like just a racing incident, 2 drivers fighting for the same piece of real estate, and Matthew Dally got a tiny piece of the back of the Sega Chevrolet. Wow, Sean Galligan having to go way down to the apron in order to avoid. And that is what happened to Trent Dunham. Fortunately, he was able to get his car turned back around and continue on, but going to lose a lot of track position. He was 25th at the time, and I believe now he's lost 17 spots all the way back in 42nd. So that was not what Trent Dunham needed to have happen to him, especially here in the later stages of this race, but that's what happened, and it was enough to bring out the caution. Let's see if that's going to end this race under yellow, or if we get back to maybe a 1-lap shootout. Well, maybe Cody Lamas would have been able to hold him off for 3 more laps, or maybe Levi McIntyre or somebody else behind him would have been able to make a move in those 3 laps on Cody Lamas for the win. Thing is, we will never know, as the white flag was displayed just moments ago to Cody Lamas, and as you can see, the lights are still on atop the pace truck. After running nearly this entire event under the green flag, the race will end under our only caution of the day here in the closing stages, and Cody Lamas is going to pick up his first win of Season 8 in the Oreo Truck Series, his 3rd win of his Oreo Truck Series career, as he will come here out of turn 4 at 60 miles per hour under the pace lap, and he will win the Cracker Barrel 300. Cody Lamas locks himself up a spot in this season's Oreo Truck Series All-Star race as well, as he comes down to the stripe, and the checker flag waves. Officially, your winner here at Atlanta is Cody Lamas in the 48 truck. And he came into this race 8th in the point standings, so what has been a great season so far for Cody Lamas just gets better with his first victory of Season 8, and this is, they're telling me, enough for him to take over the points lead in Oreo Truck Series competition. So Cody Lamas heading into Talladega Superspeedway will be the points leader as he wins here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. What a great win there for Cody and that team. First wins, I said, of Season 8. Well, folks, this event is over. And it was a wild one from start to finish. Kind of wish we were able to finish it under green, but, you know, it was a great race up until that point, and these drivers fought really hard and fought really clean, but that's just the way it goes here sometimes. Anyway, folks, we still got a continuation of this weekend to finish up. We just finished up our Atlanta race weekend here in the Oreo Truck Series. We'll be heading to the West Coast for Mobile and Snickers Cup Series competition, as we'll be having races from Auto Club Speedway. Then next week, every series takes a week off, with the exception of Snickers Cup, as we'll go road course racing, also on the West Coast at Infineon Raceway. Next time you'll see these trucks will be in 2 weeks at Talladega Superspeedway, where we'll have all 4 of our series run at the high banks of that restricted plate track, so hope you'll tune in for that. Hope you enjoyed today's race at Atlanta. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finishing results from today's race, overall point stands, and rookie points heading into next time's race in 2 weeks at Talladega Superspeedway. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best. and he saved it! What are these guys doing? Oh, and Henley just got turned now. That time he got turned. Logan Wilson is flipping on his roof. Dylan Young is collected. Sosnowski collected. Dylan Young is now flipping. Citadino's involved. Mary Cole is in it. Drew Austin has been collected, and Dylan Young continues to flip. Now comes the rest. There is our caution.